What's up, fool? What's up, fool? Podcast. Rodrigo Torres right here, co-host of the year.
What's cracking?
Lisa Esparza right here, sitting in the middle this time.
Yeah, man.
Nobody puts her in the corner. We have our special guest. People always say special, but yeah, they are special.
Always.
Gina Brillon, all the way from New York, has a month off. Nobody has a month off. She's out here working.
Damn.
Earl Skakel, man, from West LA, fool.
Yeah, boy.
What up, dog?
Dude, we're a long time.
Gina, I used to see this guy open mic in the Valley.
What?
And you can still see me there.
He's at the same open mic, guys, if you want to go back.
Still there.
I used to see him. He used to have long hair, man, with glasses, different glasses. And he used to wear like a hockey sweater all the time.
I don't know what I was thinking with that look, but
It was the Penguins, right?
it was Penguins had a couple go-to.
The Flyers.
Slap shot.
The original hockey fan in LA, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, huh?
Everyone just shows up for the playoffs, even though fucking Mexicans.
Not him, all year long.
Oh,
all
yeah.
year long, he's ready.
Purple and gold, dog. The original colors.
I mean, they won 2 cups in the last couple of years, and then they're back to losing. So,
Did they win any with Gretzky?
no, they came really close in '93. They were up with 1 minute left to go in the game one, and one of the Kings was playing with an illegal stick, and
What?
the other team knew because they used to play with them. So
What's an illegal stick? Did it have a knife?
illegal?
We're
What's
from New York.
illegal? Yeah. Well, I don't know how.
Well, the Mexican guy had a shovel.
Someone as pretty as you are, it doesn't matter if you know hockey or not. The curve, you can only have a certain curve, otherwise you could kill someone.
Oh, get out. Okay.
Don't they check
All
those
right.
things before each
They
Yeah, they wait
didn't
until the
really.
game.
Show me your stick.
So
I
let me
didn't
see that
understand the whole
curve.
deflate.
Well,
gate,
so he-
'cause don't they check all that
When
stuff?
he
playing with the same
it,
ball.
when he made it curvier, he made that thing go faster, huh?
Yeah.
Swing faster.
You can
like
shoot it
lacrosse.
harder.
Aerodynamic.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Like
So they
putting
knew.
hose on it in the old SWATs.
Yeah, I mean everyone cheats in every sport, but
What?
this guy was known for having a curvier blade, and they waited till he got out
Is
on
that
the
what they
ice.
call it?
That's a Joe Medina stick. Eh?
Hello, tell me about
Don't
it.
be making fun of no thick sticks. Thick sticks matter too, guys.
Wow, I didn't know that they could cheat like that in hockey.
Oh yeah, so they came very close to winning in '93, but they did not. So
Damn. It hooked to the left.
yeah.
The curse of the Gretzky. Wasn't he crying when he came to LA?
Who was?
Gretzky?
I don't
Because
know.
all the money he was getting.
Oh, really? Is that
He
what it
made
was
a
about?
lot of money.
Yeah, when they had him in the press conference, he's all crying, dog. No longer a Canuck.
That's when John Candy was all up in the games, too.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean they had Diane Cannon was coming.
Yeah.
I mean it was.
She just goes to any.
And then
LA
John
game.
Candy and
She's not loyal to any
Yeah.
sport.
I've been in a movie in 27
camera.
years.
I remember John Candy. I don't know if it was the LA Kings coach or the owner, someone, a big man. They got together and they bought a football team in Canada.
It was the owner.
The
Who was
owner.
a total
Party animal,
like a
right?
Gordon Gecko thief.
Really?
Wow.
He took the Kings into bankruptcy because
Damn.
Really?
he would go to Europe and buy coins and steal them, and then he'd sell them here. And so the Kings were built on a phony empire.
Really? Like Matt Thievery?
Crazy.
Yeah. So he got put in. He used to live in the building I lived in. I knew that was a problem when the Kings owners lived in my
He got me in the shanty town.
Yeah, he's driving like some. Can you swear on this podcast?
Yeah.
He was driving a shitty car. Like I was
Really?
driving a nicer car than the Kings owner. And
No.
Like Ron
Yeah.
Jeremy, huh?
I see
damn.
him. I saw him last night at the gas station.
Ron Jeremy?
He goes to the this place isn't a sponsor of this
shocked.
podcast, but it's
You live in a very colorful building.
it's on Sunset in San Vicente. There's a gas station, and it's the only thing open on the strip late night. So he goes there to pick up chicks.
Oh,
it's
listen,
so-
no girl getting her gas
Still?
wants Ron
Yeah.
Jeremy coming up.
Let's go hang out with that guy, man.
Is there anything creepier
Oh
than
my
being at a gas
God.
station
Late
late,
at
night
night.
and then Ron Jeremy walks up to
Oh,
you?
that is a wrong move.
You talking about Ron Jeremy or the owner of the Kings?
Ron Jeremy.
Oh, whoa, with those baggy sweats?
We've
Oh
seen
yeah, dude.
Yeah, in the Velcro
He
shoes.
was
Yeah.
those baggy sweats. You know what I'm talking about.
We've seen him before. He looked homeless,
We were
dog.
at the San Diego Festival, and Rodrigo had just snuck in. We wanted to see, we wanted to see that band Cake from Sacramento.
Cake and social
And we
distortion.
knew what time they were going to show up. So this food was gone, man. He just disappeared, dog. Like
Late.
he went through the gate or something. He was,
It was an
holding
opening,
gun.
dog.
He was holding a beer, talking to security guards. And then me and this other dude, happy birthday to Vinny. We share
yeah.
the same birthday, June 11.
Gemini
him and I,
babies.
we found a corner where the gate was. You could lift it, so we went under the gate, bro.
El Catrín too.
What?
You went under the gate.
Yeah, we rode in. It was one of those gates that a fake gate. They rented a gate. The city rented gates.
Oh, like the roll up.
Yeah.
So
okay,
these
yeah.
gates, I realized, well, wait, bro, these gates are not hold in.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, there's gonna be a loose one. So we
Yeah.
started walking around. So we lifted the gate and went under it. Went under it, snuck in. First person we see was Ron Jeremy sitting down with his legs open.
Oh, it's so nasty.
And he had a fanny pack. When fanny packing were I'm not saying fanny packs are cool now, even though they are.
They're trying
but
to be.
back
I got
then,
one.
when he was wearing one, they were not fucking cool no more, man.
They were not. No.
Jansport, huh?
So
Oh, I have
Vinny
that.
was walking. He goes, "Is that Ron Jeremy?" I said, "Yeah, it's your dad." Eh? and I pushed him into him, and he landed on his lap, bro. And he got off. Oh, how did they feel?
Vinny landed on.
You got AIDS.
Vinny
Ron
landed on
Jeremy's lap.
Jeremy's lap. Oh no.
That's gross, dude.
I mean,
And in his book, like I don't know if you read his book, but I read half of it. But that book,
Pages are stuck together.
look.
he had a book that came
Lot
out
of
on
pictures.
Hustler. Ron Jeremy. That book should have been
Flint
called
publication.
Me, and More Me.
Yeah, me
All
too.
about me.
He loves
Wasn't there a
talking about
there was a
stuff.
documentary on Ron Jeremy that I saw a while ago that he was he's a narcoleptic, like he just
Yeah.
falls asleep randomly.
Yeah.
Well, he goes to the Comedy Store late night, and I would always get so excited. Say, oh my God, Ron Jeremy's watching my set. So I'd do all these porn jokes. I'd run to the back of the room, and Ron Jeremy's passed out in the back.
He's just asleep.
He didn't hear one fucking joke.
That's funny. And then he'll do that horrible
Snoozer.
bit where he like
Oh,
moons over my piano.
Oh, he's
He
horrible.
was doing comedy for a while too,
Yeah, he
right?
was.
He was on
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was doing comedy.
Yeah, Gina, he'll put down his pants and then start playing.
What's
with
his name?
butt.
Is his manager?
Dante.
Yeah,
You
dude.
had moons over
You're
my
in big
hand,
trouble.
Oh my!
moons over my piano.
Well, I mean, I had a friend of mine who directed like one of his last porns, and he was asleep in his chair, and he shit his pants. So my friend wakes him up and goes, "Hey, do you want to like start shooting? But you probably should shower first." And he's like, "No, I'm good." That's why no one wants to work with him.
That poor girl.
Yeah.
Who
I
else
saw-
was in that
Fucking
scene?
shit cake.
I saw
dog.
a porno where he was doing his porno with a real petite chick, right? And then like he was like doing the doggy style, and then they were in front, and it looked like a bear giving birth, man. Like that little petite
Because she's
woman
so
was coming
tiny.
out of him.
Oh no!
But he used to be a semi-good-looking guy, like when he was like
Like
in his
for 1
30s.
On
year.
Playgirl.
For like
Yeah.
1 year.
For like a year in the 70s,
Yeah, and he
was
always shows
aight.
that picture of him like
What happened?
laying like Burt Reynolds. And all.
Probably-
Too much pussy, huh?
Not enough
his-
vitamins, and
Well, I think the guys he took that job for granted though, you know, like because
Yeah.
you didn't have to. I think a lot of guys realize, hey, we
He
don't
should have went
have.
to night school on the side.
Yeah, well, he was a teacher too.
Coding, huh?
There's this part of Ron Jeremy's book where like he says that he goes, man, I started hanging out with Rodney Dangerfield, and then one night he goes, we're all having a big dinner. He started mentioning who's there, and at the end, hey, Ron, pay for the whole fucking bill, you cheap bastard, and he made him pay for everything, bro. He
He's
was
notoriously cheap, right?
yeah.
He was mad because he was one of those dudes that hangs around like just say we're all gonna go eat, but there's one big comedian that's gonna pay for everything. But he says tip, y'all leave a tip.
Yeah.
But he starts counting. Well, she left 5, you left 6, I left 7. I don't gotta leave shit.
right.
That's
So
enough.
The tip's already big,
Right.
so he don't leave shit.
I mean,
that dude.
You would think
Ernie
he'd
G.
be
Life of Riley.
multi-millionaire. I mean, he's literally been in 1,000+ films.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's very good with his money. So hopefully Dante gets him an accountant.
Have you had Dante here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dante and Rebecca were both here.
That's right, bro.
Yeah, dude. That was around the time he got him, he said.
When I first met Dante, he's an Italian comedian. He was doing Miller Ice commercials.
Yeah, he's
that'd
been
be
around
awesome.
a while.
Yeah, he was coming out of a wall, Miller Ice, with a little jacket. I think he still has the same jacket.
Dante?
Yeah.
Probably. He probably kept the jacket.
He's a salesman. I'll
And
give
I
him
saw him
that.
on Family Feud with his ex-wife, bro, when he was married to a black woman.
The one has his little girl
His
with
daughter.
her.
Yeah, yeah.
Her, yeah.
Well, Dante gave me a lot of stage time early. You know, when I was a pretty bad comic, he always let me play his Canoga Ballroom, which is a bowling alley.
Bowling
open
alley.
mic. So
He's got a lot of little rooms all over the place.
Where'd you start out, Gina?
Yeah.
Open
I
mic
started
or you
out in
went
New
to
York.
theaters?
Oh, I went to yeah, right in theaters. Year one.
I'm ready.
Born
I had
a star.
5 solid minutes that I would do in theaters all over the nation. No, I started at open mics in New York, and Also, after that, after you do open mics and you want to do real shows, you start barking, which is handing out flyers on the street. So I would do that for stage time, bringer shows.
That's for that New York Comedy Club. They do that happen.
Yeah, they do it at a lot of comedy clubs in New York now because they have street teams that just hand out flyers so they can get people to come in. But it always appears sketchy when you're walking around Times Square and somebody's like, "You want some comedy club tickets?"
But you pass them up to a random tourist. Huh?
Yeah.
You can say, "I'm cool, man. I'm a comedian, man." Well, you should come, man. Be a good show.
It's my show, bro.
When shows start,
I'm actually headlining that show. You probably
there's
should
shows
know
that
this.
start at 3, right?
Yeah, there's shows that start at
They want
3
to get the
p.m.
tourists in there at 3,
There's
7.
a 5. There's like a happy hour show. There's a lot. There's so many opportunities to get on stage in New York that it's insane. It's just, I mean, they're not all quality shows. Obviously, you're going to perform at some bars and restaurants where people don't even know there's a show. You just pop a mic in there and then they're like, "Oh, I was just having lunch." But I guess this is happening now.
I've done a lot of those.
Yeah.
Me and Earl, we did a show at East LA College that was like that.
Yeah. We did some wacky shows. The Queen Mary.
Oh, damn.
You know.
Oh, there was a show on the Queen Mary?
I didn't
It
even
was
know how
good.
big that motherfucker was.
Haunted,
man.
dog.
They had
Oh,
a big-
absolutely.
they
That's
had
what
a-
I heard. I heard
they
it's
had
on
a
it.
lot of booze when I was out there.
You're so ridiculous.
You were killing. The engine room, I guess, was where a lot of people got killed. So if you go in that room, you feel it. I don't necessarily believe in that stuff, but in that room, I never felt so sad in my life.
Wow.
You
Really,
just feel it's such a dark energy. It's like the Comedy Store.
That's where I met Andy Kern, bro.
You're lying, dog.
We're
Great
at the Queen,
guy.
at the Queen Mary show.
And his
So
brother.
Andy's a ghost
It was a
this whole
sinking
time.
ship.
It makes sense.
But his brother.
If you ever need work, man, hit him up, man. It's
The clone, the comedy machine.
comedy machine.
And he'll give you comedy advice. I'd rather get daycare
Unsolicited.
advice from Jerry Sandusky.
Oh my god.
I
dude.
was one of those guys, man, that'll pay you good, but you do a lot of shows. And then, like, some crazy shows sometimes, man.
But then you got to deal with them.
Dude, we did one show in San Antonio where we checked in. You know how you got to check? He asked for a late checkout, right? He goes, what's the latest check he give me? 3. Okay, 3 is fine. So he made sure that we all have bottom floors. So he goes, just leave your door open, your back door open halfway. So at the end of the show, we went back to the hotel. Now we're gonna go to those doors. They haven't cleaned them. We gotta just be out by tomorrow morning when the maid comes in. And I said, hell no, bro. You gave me a fucking room, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted the second. So he paid for the first night and wanted you to sneak back into the room
No.
Yeah, so he snuck in,
for
bro.
your second night.
He snuck in there still and didn't leave until noon.
Late checkout.
What?
That sounds like the Dave Tribble method on the road.
He also didn't he brought his own orange juice to the diner, right?
Yeah, we were eating at this diner. I think it was one of those ones you see on the window by Celia up north. And I'm drinking there my coffee, eating my pancakes, just. Then this fool he takes out a orange, like a big Sunny Delight kind of orange juice.
No.
A Minute Maid box, bro.
Tampico.
half
And then he puts it in his cup. And the lady puts it on his own glass. And the lady goes, "Sir, you can't do that here." "Oh no, I'm such an idiot. I'm sorry, I forgot."
I forgot.
Still drinks it while he's talking, bro.
It's people like that I can't do comedy much longer. I can't do it.
Hey, he's killing it on the
It's
business
weird,
side.
like when you go on the road with somebody, you never went on the road with them. Like,
Yeah.
you just know this motherfucker from, "Hey, what's up, man? Good set." Or, "Hey, what's up, man? Can you drop me off?" "Yeah, man, good set. See you later, man." But then you're with this fool in the car.
Yeah.
You're real fucking, this fool don't shut the fuck up.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Wasn't he doing like
Jeffrey
stock
Burkhart,
trading,
bro.
like day trading while
Day
he was
trading,
driving?
yeah.
So he had like the
What?
stock, like the pages of the newspaper open.
He's worth like bucks.
Andy Kern.
While he
He's
was
a
driving.
cheapskate, but
His
like he does day
whole-
trading, which is
his
that
whole
requires a lot
yeah.
of money.
Look like a traveling
could lose a lot.
salesman, bro. Like, he was like a guy who got fired from that episode of Mad Men, and now he's working on the road trying to get all his contacts back. But he had like a full map. He's making deals, calling stocks. Crazy.
Wow.
I did a scandalous gig with that dude in Arizona, and there was 2 incidents. One was where he called his girl from Craigslist, and I guess he was older than he appeared, and the girl asked for another drink, and then she asked for another drink, and he wouldn't buy her another drink, and she's all, "Later, dude, lose my number."
We've all been there.
So the second one
First of all,
was
that's painful. We've all
calls the other dude that we were on the show with that he needed help because the cops are here. and this fool wrote a bad check to a prostitute. The prostitute went crazy in his room. Yeah, there's 2 prostitutes. They both got
Sounds like
arrested.
your story.
The pimp came out,
Him.
and then that fool was in handcuffs, and then he let him go.
But you write a check? Who
He
writes
wrote
a
a
Yeah,
check.
I was
don't
gonna
know.
say, do prostitutes take checks now? Like, is that
What do
what
they
they're
look
doing?
like?
Only
They
in-
look like tweakers, dude.
Only in Chico, California.
Oh,
So we picked him up on the side of the road with his briefcase
Andy. Wow.
and a jug of orange juice.
He still had that same Minute
Kill
Maid.
yourself, that
You had a
story.
similar experience with him, right? Like that, right? He tried to scam some
Yeah,
girl.
man, it was crazy. But I got paid good, but did a lot of shows. But he got mad one time because they gave me the check for some reason. They thought I was in charge,
The talent.
and it was like for 7 G's,
Damn.
right? And I was, I
Look at
agreed.
Earl,
I
dude.
agreed to get whatever I agreed
Right,
to.
right.
I didn't complain when I saw it. I was getting like what $200, but through the whole week was
I think
night?
you got like 15 for the
1,500.
week, and you did
1,500
like
for the week, bro. I had nothing.
4 shows or
It was
something.
2008,
you had
cocksucker.
nothing going on.
I had no money, so he flew me, put me in hotels, San Francisco. He goes, "You must go see that." He started freaking out. I go, "No, bro, it's cool." He goes, but he got like less and less at every show. He got like 4 here, 3,000 there, 2,000 there. So he must have cleared like $17,000 that week.
Because he tries to undercut NACA talent
Yeah.
too.
Oh, that's cool.
So
like-
Gina's coming.
Well, you know what I mean. Like he tries to undercut the. I know.
It's a good deal.
What a great guy.
He swoops. he's a scavenger, basically.
I can't
or
deal
a,
with these people
Bottom
anymore,
feeder,
man.
what you call
Then
that.
Oh, my God,
I got
dude.
booked by another guy named Terry Neal. But
Oh, I thought it was
All I
Barry
did-
Neal.
okay.
Oh,
No, is it Barry Neal?
Yeah.
Oh, that guy's even worse than
But
Kern.
check this
that's
out.
his cousin, bro.
He undercut Andy for another gig in Boise, Idaho, at some college gig.
Oh, my
and then I told Barry, of course, I'll do it, man. But then Andy goes, bro, you're going to take that gig, bro. I'll try to book you there. So you try to book me there for less?
Yeah.
He's like,
And you're
So
telling
he's
me?
going over there. I could bring Felipe for $200.
oh my
Meanwhile,
god.
this guy said, whatever you're going to give me was way more. But he goes, if you can match it, man, or give me more, I'll go with you.
Yeah.
No problem. That's not how it works.
Oh my God, dude.
And I said, all right,
He's
man.
scandalous, and they
you.
pull a scandalous move on him, then they're scandalous.
But he
Fucking
called
scandalous.
whoever would have called me first, I would have said yes to.
Yeah, there's no contract for that city.
God damn, dude.
Never happened to you?
All the time. There's like
Yeah.
shady
last
business
week,
in New
you're
York.
You're a
Are you
female
kidding
comic.
me?
It has to be different. You would get to the gig and then like the host looks at you and goes, well, the main guy, the promoter, goes, you know what, hey, you should host.
No, that's never happened, but I've had guys be like, hey, so I got this gig for you, but there's only one hotel room, so we're gonna have to share the hotel
Damn.
room. I was always like, deuces raping, I'm out.
Sounds
I'm not gonna fall for that one.
Okay.
But there's definitely shady bookers on the East Coast a lot. There was a guy in Boston who it got to the point he didn't pay me for 6 months. It got to the point where I had to have like one of my boys call him and be like, if we need to make a trip to Boston, we will make a trip to Boston. So I suggest you put that check in the mail. And so finally he paid me, but it took 6 months.
Yeah.
It was so bad. Like everywhere you got those bookers that are shady, that undercut you, that run away from paying you money all the time. I'm assuming you guys have been going through that for years.
Yeah, I did a show with Joe Diaz in Arizona, and I got my money, and Joe Diaz got his money. And then we all went to the ATM, and we went to get food. But then Marilyn Martinez and Lydia Nicole, female comedians, they haven't got their money. And they hit us up, hey, you got your money? Yeah, they gave it to us after the show. Well, they haven't paid us. And he goes, all right, who you guys with? We're here with some dudes from the show and that featherweight boxing champ, Michael Carbajal. I
Oh.
said, all right. So what do you guys want to do? Well, here's his number. And this is a hotel room he's at. Here's the number. Fool, Michael Carbajal. Bro, he ain't no Tyson, bro. He ain't no the Ruiz Jr. heavyweight. He's fucking 108, So he went over there, bro. He started banging the door, and all his homies went in there, OJ style, bro. And they made everybody pay everybody.
That's
OJ
a gangster.
OJ would be good in the comedy world.
He should
Yeah, what do
give
you
it
think
a try.
OJ's next move is going to be? He's living in somebody's guest house right now. Isn't that ironic? That
So
he's
Like
in a
most
guest
comics.
house?
So
Yeah.
there we go. He's already starting out fine.
I think Andy Kern's headline.
That is funny, bro. So that's my goal, man, to like be kind of popular that one of my friends becomes a multimillionaire and I retire at his home.
Cato style?
Yeah.
Or like that Mets
Listen up, all
player.
of
You gotta
Felipe's fans.
fan base, shape
Or
your
like that
lives
football
up so
player.
you can be rich enough. Yeah,
Diversify your
Lenny
portfolio.
Dykstra.
Yeah, he's
He's
made
living
some
in a guest house too.
great
of a
business
fan.
decisions.
Yeah, he's an idiot. man.
Johnny
Crazy
Gill.
that a guy that wealthy at one point
Mm-hmm.
is now penniless.
What the fuck?
He's crazy.
They buy the
man.
cars, the homes.
The hose.
His
Yeah.
penis
The
got him
oh,
in
yeah,
trouble.
absolutely.
Don't forget the
Ultimately-
hose.
ultimately.
No, I'll never forget the hose. I buy the hose first.
The hose are what
It's
brought
hose
him
first,
down,
then
yeah.
then car, then house.
When you get so rich, when you start being like Nicolas Cage, you start buying like dinosaur bones. Like
Castles.
He
He had
bought,
4
like,
castles.
castles.
4. Who has 4? I don't even know 4 castles. That I don't know the names.
couldn't
of 4.
name
Yeah,
4
There's
castles.
one I know.
I want to buy a castle unless it came with knights.
Does it have a moat? I
I
want to
know,
know
huh?
these things.
I want to buy a castle and put like Andy Kern and his brother and
Fucking gargoyles.
Dave
That
Tribble.
brother. You think,
Dante.
you think the brother is like held in a secret room, like
That
not
was
allowed
weird. I
out?
did a show with that same guy, and I was waiting for him to show up, and I was waiting. There was like this dusty fool, like somebody put like baby powder on his head, right? And he was like, just like he just woke up, but like really like somebody
like
put baby
some-
powder
yeah.
on him, and he smelled like baby
cherub.
powder. And I'm waiting, and it's time to start the show. And then I see the same guy go up. He goes, "You ready, Felipe?" "Yeah." "Ready for what?" "The show." So he goes up
Who are
there.
you?
Who are you? He goes up there and starts the show and does the same act like his brother, but better and funnier.
Oh no,
He
that's
doesn't
so
even know. He doesn't
painful.
even know he's doing it
Super
better
fun.
either.
He doesn't even
not
know
aware.
he's doing it better.
It's like an Andy Kaufman almost.
It's
thing.
weird,
It's
man.
weird.
The same act. It's weird.
But he has
man.
taught his brother the same act, so he can do the
What?
show when he's not there.
Good for
It's
them.
kind of like the Gallagher.
Like Gallagher
Gallagher,
one
too,
and
but they're
Gallagher
not.
two.
But they're not
Damn,
twins.
I have
It's
a
a
twin
dynasty.
sister. I should do that.
You do?
I have an identical twin sister. I should do that one day. I should train her
Are
so that
you
when I don't
her
feel good.
today?
I know, right? Guys,
Who are you?
surprising. Oh wait, no,
You
be
can
the
send her
same
to do
face.
press
No.
for you.
Right.
I know,
You go
right?
down and do that interview, and I'll be here.
I should, right? We got to work together more often. me and my
Send her to
sister.
do the morning radio.
I'm like, I'll be sleeping. You go be charming.
Where did you start, Earl? Natural Fudge?
I started in L.A., which is like the worst place to start.
Are you from LA?
Yeah, from West
You
LA.
sound like LA accent.
I mean, I started at the Comedy Store, but it was so wild back then.
What year?
Probably 99 or 2000, but it was very dark energy there. So I wasn't ready for it. So I just did open mics and then came back around 2010 to try and get in there. So
1999, that was like, there was still a lot of the older comics there from the 80s, huh?
yeah, and they were bummed out because they weren't working anymore.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like if your last movie you were in was like Bachelor Party with Tom Hanks and 82, it's like they're pretty bitter. And then
So Brian Diamond.
Barry.
Yeah.
Barry
I
Diamond.
didn't want to say his name.
I like
but
Barry.
I like him.
Barry.
Oh, he's a
He was
cool
on
guy.
Seinfeld. Funny, man.
I love
he has
Barry.
Pat Buckle's name. The
Yeah.
man, you know Pat Buckles?
Oh, I know Pat Buckles. Yeah.
Barry Diamond, or Brian.
Barry.
Barry Diamond plays Pat Buckles on Seinfeld.
As a male comic, though,
Yeah.
named Pat Buckles.
Oh,
so he just
okay.
has her
Because
name.
I think Pat Buckles told me once that they mentioned there was a part in the Seinfeld where they mentioned a manager, but her name was not Pat Buckles. So then she should told Jerry one time she stopped him at a party, "You could have just said my name, Pat Buckles."
So then they did it as a favor, right?
So they did her a favor, got Barry Diamond, and his character name was Pat Buckles.
Oh no way! That must have been cool for Pat though. Like, unless the manager was crappy on the show. I have not seen that episode, so
I used to see old comics at the comedy store the year you're talking about, like the Dice Man was probably there every day.
A geesh.
Some guy used to bring his dog.
could be
He used to perform with Sweats. The Todd, some old dude.
the
Yeah,
Todd.
I mean, there was a lot of
A lot of old dudes.
strange acts that were still.
And the open mic on the Belly Room was run by Chewy.
Yeah.
And there was some horrible open mics, bro. Like people who woke up this morning and took a flight and decided to do the open mic tonight.
I mean, when Chewy's
Tonight
running
for
the
the
open
first
mic, I think he was trying to get new customers for his side business.
Yeah, he was.
Let's just say it was snowing a lot when Chewy was up there.
I remember, man.
Wasn't he best friends with Rick
I
James?
thought one time I showed up with people and they go, "Oh, you gonna go here with him?" No, it's only PJ.
Oh, PJ was. You know,
PJ. I did like I partied at his house for like 5 nights straight.
yeah.
And it's funny because everybody in that house was getting up and doing their normal day. and I was just sitting on the couch like the Terminator.
Yeah.
Just waiting.
That was with that dude. What's his name, man? The one that
Davey?
Davey, yeah.
Davey Wester.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's he's got severe cerebral palsy, like severe. And of course, the Comedy Store a couple of years ago had a boxing tournament, and Davey was in it. It was Davey against PJ.
Yeah.
So,
How did he do?
Yeah, what happened?
a PJ barely won.
Wow.
Was he hitting him from below the belt? Is he like in a
Well,
wheelchair? Or is
Davey's
he, like,
hard to
I don't know
hit
him.
because
He walks-
he's
Oh, really?
constantly
Wow,
swaying.
he's got
and
the CP footwork.
he does these weird, like, John Wick Matrix. So PJ has short arms, so he couldn't quite reach him.
Oh, wow.
Man.
Okay, well, good for him.
Wasn't Homeboy like a bodybuilder back in Washington and something happened to him?
PJ?
No,
Oh,
Davey.
I don't know Davey's real story, and I'm not sure if I want to know it.
Okay.
But it was a dark energy back
Yeah.
then.
We
It's not-
saw him, I think, in Seattle. He showed up at that comedy club, the Parlor Bar, I think. He knew hang
Yeah,
out.
I think that's where it was from.
Yeah,
So,
he's
Yeah.
from Washington.
but it was just too. You have to be ready for the store, otherwise it'll just swallow you whole. And I would even say that today, but it's much better, place. It's probably the #1 club in the country. But I always suggest to younger comics, don't go up there unless you're ready. Go bomb somewhere else,
Yeah, go bomb somewhere else.
and then, or do well somewhere else, and then come to the store.
Or get a job doing graphics and videos and then, like, get in there.
I feel like that was
For
shots
real,
fired.
man. If you know, anywhere, I'm
Shots
serious.
fired.
If you know how to do it, if you could do all that stuff,
No,
you
it's
could jump
a
into
skill.
the Comedy Magic Club because they're not doing well with their graphics.
Right.
Or anywhere else except Flappers.
Those guys are great at flappers.
number 2 club in the country.
Well, they send you
Everybody's an
like
intern.
they send you an 8-page contract, and then in the last page it says no compensation. Well,
Yeah.
what the hell do we need to sign 8 pages for? Let's just do the show.
They could do this over a handshake.
We can
Yeah.
high five this out, really.
I mean, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but like an 8, like, what are you doing?
Stipulations on there.
Yeah, you can't swear.
Clauses.
You can't do this. And then,
You
like,
sign
well,
away your dinner. You're like,
There
you
you
also
go.
get no food.
Can't swear.
I don't know.
You're just random. You're
I
just
never
You're making up the term.
really vibed with Dave and Barbara, but I respect them for starting a club out of a Mexican restaurant and keeping it going.
Is that the story behind Flappers?
Yeah,
it used to
it's
be
a-
Macaroni Grill or something, wasn't it? Or
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was like an Italian or Mexican
What?
restaurant.
I think it was Macaroni Grill for a while, and it failed. And then so they came in, swooped in, and took over the space.
I mean, I'll give them that.
I think it was Macaroni.
Where was the comedy show originally? At the Ice House or before that?
They
somewhere else?
had a place out in Claremont,
Yeah, Uncle
The
Clyde.
strip mall.
and then in the strip mall. That's a small club. No, it's called Flappers too, but it's
I
Claremont.
think it's close.
Oh, is it now?
Yeah.
But where did they start
But they-
the Uncle Clyde's comedy thing? At
Years
Ice
ago,
House?
House,
the Ice
right?
House.
No, the
Yeah.
Bringer
no.
contest? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh right.
Yeah, you can't call it a bringer show around Dave.
Oh, I will.
What are you talking about?
I did as a waitress when I was at that. I was
Professional
like,
show.
oh, these people at this bringer show, the customers are pretty good. Like they all
Pay to play.
And he was like, oh, it's not a bringer show.
Oh,
And I
Dave,
was
it
like,
is.
But it is.
Oh, but
I
it
went to-
is.
Some breaking news for you,
I
bro.
went to do a comedy show with somebody that I used to know, and I was in the Pasadena, and then when I got there, it was cool open mic. It was not open mic, bro. Look around here, man. That door's open, the window's open.
Yeah, just be honest about what it is.
I know.
I think they have a production
No
going
sh-
on, huh?
No
Yeah.
shame in it.
It goes. I don't want to point the comics there, but look, dude. This is recording everyone's set. You don't even
Together
know,
they
bro.
have one
He's
TV
recording
credit.
Everybody.
everybody's set, bro. Like you don't even know.
Oh my god. dude.
He's heckling the comedians, bro. He just got off the fucking stage. It's the open mic, bro.
This is my club.
But I think they teach comedy at Flappers too, which is completely insane.
Combat comedy.
classes, right?
Anybody listening right now, you want to really know how to do comedy by the best, Rudy Moreno's comedy class. Just look it up. Or if you have a daughter,
Why even?
or a son who's getting bullied at school that wants to learn how to get some good jokes at kids, go to the comedy camp, the Laugh Factory. This Saturday they're gonna have auditions.
Is it starting this Saturday?
Yeah, it started last week,
Oh.
but you can get all the information at laughfactory.com.
It's all summer.
And Jamie Masada, man, if you blow up, he'll manage you forever. That's how he got Tiffany Haddish started.
Buddy.
He's managed so many people throughout the years, right? Because he was Aisha Tyler's manager too for a while.
Ralphie
And I think
May.
they've all sued him.
Oh, Ralphie May's the best. I love Ralphie.
Yeah, I miss Ralphie.
Yeah, I mean, I love him so much that I would have jumped into the coffin with him if there was room. He got cremated. Can you imagine taking that order?
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, imagine
We
being.
need more coal.
Yeah, we need a bigger slab. We need more fire.
I'm going. Y'all need Jesus.
Was that his request to get cremated?
I'm not sure on that one, but he was a great dude. You know.
Why didn't get cremated, Brad?
Well, I'm announcing here I want to be cremated.
We want your ashes spread. Echo Park.
Morro Bay. I
Morro
told you,
Bay,
Morro
okay.
Bay.
You're
You're assuming I'm going to die before you, though.
Me and
My money's on you. I love it. I love you, dude. But
When I first met you or saw you at the Buzz Cafe in the Valley.
oh yeah. That was a Speed Freak recovery bar.
Yeah.
So you imagine the crowd, like.
And it was called Buzz Cafe.
And they replaced their addiction with cigarettes. So if you didn't get them in the
Coffee.
first minute,
Oh, it was
They're
cigarette
gone.
break time. Yeah.
Yeah.
because there was like a guest house in the back where they would set up shop and smoke and drink and probably still do speed.
I'm guessing. Yeah.
This coffee is great.
But Alice Cooper's daughter worked behind the bar, so that was kind of cool to like meet her.
Alicia Cooper.
Oh yeah.
see
Wow,
what you did
that's
there.
his daughter. He really burned her.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hello.
Gina, you and I, we had a television deal the same year.
Oh, we did. Yeah.
Me, you, Gabriel Iglesias, Angela Johnson, and another guy
Yeah,
from
they
the
were
Dominican
searching
Republic.
for Latinos. They were
And
that
not one
year.
got picked.
Oh yeah, not one got picked.
Yeah,
it was
it
either
was.
too
She had a
ethnic or not
TV
ethnic enough.
She had a
Damn.
good pilot deal, right, with the guy Kevin James, right?
Yeah, with CBS.
CBS.
That was a crazy time. It was a cool thing. He is a cool guy, but
How far did you go with it? To
we
pilot?
wrote the script. We actually got to the script writing, and then they canned the whole thing. They
Same
didn't.
thing.
I
We
heard
didn't
they
shoot
didn't
the-
like the script.
You didn't
Yeah.
shoot?
We didn't shoot it. No,
Yeah,
I don't know what's harder, like shooting it and then not getting it, or not shooting it at all but still not getting it. They both suck.
Writing it and not getting it and having the penalty money for free. That's what we got.
No way.
Yeah, so there was a penalty fee if they say no.
Yeah.
There's a penalty
Well,
fee.
Yeah, you could
sometimes
ask for a
some
penalty
deals-
fee.
Some deals.
So-
If they
get a
say
penalty.
no?
Yeah.
If they don't shoot it as a pilot. then
Shoot or pay, it was called. My
Shoot or pay.
No, it's
Yeah,
called
my-
a put. It's called a put.
Attention,
Put
my
it-
lawyers.
It's a put
Attention,
pilot.
my
it's
lawyers.
a put pilot, yeah, because I guess our agent's been turned down a lot, so he figured this out.
That's not
Figured out the
true.
game. He figured out the game now.
That's good, I guess.
No, it's the two writers. We had two showrunners on
guess.
that one. It was.
We
the
had
writers'
Peter
agents who did that.
Murrieta and
Oh, I know Peter. Peter's a good dude.
And Bobby Bowman.
Bobby Bowman was with My Name is Earl and Some King of the Hill, and Peter Murrieta was with Cristela and
With Wizards of Waverly
Wizards of
Place.
Waverly.
Yeah.
Did
And
he also do One Day at a Time or no?
Yeah.
No.
He was
And
on
Ga-
it, but he didn't do the show.
And
right.
Gabriel, I don't know
okay.
who he was, but he was with the same guy who's doing his show now.
He was with Kevin Hinch back
And
then.
Angela Johnson was doing her show somewhere.
I don't remember hers. I think hers might have been like a.
Was it ABC too?
It was
or no?
NBC.
Yeah,
NBC
and
for
then there
hers.
was, we were ABC.
We were ABC.
And then there was a Dominican who I never knew who he was.
Vlad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His was with Fox, I believe. It was
Fox,
either.
yeah.
I think it was Fox.
Did his get made? The
I
pilot?
think they filmed the pilot
But
for
didn't
that
go for
one.
it.
Yeah.
How about Joe Diaz this year?
I didn't hear
Yeah,
anything.
that's
About,
great.
They- oh,
I
is
don't
he
know
coming
what's-
out with a
Well,
sitcom?
they
Is-
were writing it, but I don't
Okay.
know if it.
Bro, they were crying, they were in tears.
I don't know if it. They got approved to write it, but I don't
Didn't
know
they?
what happened
That
after
better
that.
be on late night cable.
That would be
But
interesting.
we
I
should
wonder
know
what
by
the story
now.
would be.
We should know by now, though,
I
because the
think-
fall they pick the fall things in May.
He's had a crazy life, so that would be one I'd be
Yeah.
interested.
We're still
like-
with a production company now, with Vin Diesel production company. We're
One-
trying to pitch
One
another
Race.
One Race. But I've been watching a lot of billboards for the show for consideration. Maybe I'm older now. Maybe I don't watch TV, but I never heard of none of the fucking shows.
So
There's
many
some
shows.
good
There's a lot of
ones.
for
But I never heard of
considerations that
them.
I'm like, wow, really? Like
Yeah.
some
Wow,
of the
you're in
relative-
the 5th season,
Yeah,
motherfucker?
5th season or 4th season. It's like I never
it's
heard of this show.
syndication already,
especially
yeah.
on basic cable. Oh, not basic cable, but like FX and
Yeah.
Talk about claws.
TV. The clause is my shit.
I mean, I just got into watching this show Animal Kingdom that
Is it
I
good?
it's
I
on
heard I should
TNT.
watch that.
It's like Sons of Anarchy meets Point Break. and they're 4 seasons in. I'm like, I've never even heard of this show, and it's like really good. So
Yeah.
I'm in my last season of Mad Men on Netflix.
Oh, we're so sad it's ending. I'm so
I
sad.
know.
I know we're all late on that show,
or
but
John Hamm.
I love that show.
How many seasons is that show?
7.
7.
So
I haven't
fucking
got to
good.
the end.
Yeah, we're in the middle of
He
season
said poor
7.
John Hamm. What
I know.
happened?
I don't know, but we're gonna.
No, I mean, he's out of work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's where we are right
What
now.
is he
That's
gonna
that's the
do?
episode we're on.
Madman the movie? Like, what is he gonna?
That's right. We-
Mad
like
2020.
every role I've seen him now. When I see now that I remember him, John Hamm is kind of like the same character, Don
Yeah.
Draper,
It just reminds. Oi,
Is that
Santo.
your dog farting?
one of my dragons.
That would be so
Oh,
great.
I
if
was
it
like,
She growled?
damn.
She
Did
growled?
she?
I thought, maybe
I'm like,
she
is she
ate.
mad? She didn't like our John Hamm commentary. She was not having it.
That's
my man. About
She's
John.
like, don't be
Poster.
talking about my man John
Don't you
like
talk about
that.
Double D?
Don't talk about John Hamm.
I just got into Big Little Lies.
Oh, yeah?
It's
You like that?
amazing, man. The cast is crazy.
What's that on?
I've been
HBO.
watching it on
HBO,
Hulu
right?
now.
It's been
But
around that
It's been
show.
around. I'm
Fuck.
late to the party because
Like
I
third
just
season?
started watching it.
You guys haven't heard of The Simpsons? No.
Exactly. That's how I felt. Because I was like, I told my girlfriend, I was like, yo, I just started watching that show, Big Little Lies. She was like, you mad late. Like, everybody's been on that. The cast is insane.
There's so many shows.
Yeah,
like,
there's
like
so I
that.
can't keep up with them.
Like extras. And
Oh,
then-
extras.
I've never
yeah.
seen
That's
Extras.
well, that's only one
Ricky
season
Gervais
of that,
show?
right?
Yeah.
Ricky Gervais. Yeah. That's
They
good.
should have a show called Open Mics.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of comics who never gonna make it.
You know
and
what?
they
I think
talk
there
about-
was a documentary at one point that was up. Maybe it was probably a hood documentary because I remember getting a DVD from somebody at a show that was like, it was something called Open Mics, but it was about comics that were starting up, but it was shot so ghetto. Like I tried to
You gotta
watch
be
it and
careful
I was
now,
like,
man.
yo, I can't.
I was doing that show. What was the name?
Roger Rod.
No, that movie. Kill Tony.
Where did that come from?
I was a Kill Tony,
Hey.
and then this guy shows up. This
I
guy.
love Roger
I
Rock.
was
Oh,
a,
he's the best.
What happened?
I was on Kill Tony, right? And then like some guy randomly begs to be on the show, right? And he gets on the show, and then he films himself. And then Steve-O is there. Steve-O's in the audience.
Oh, yeah, he
Then
was
talks
filming
to-
interviews
And then
with
he
people.
interviews Steve-O 6 months later. Like he talked to me for a little while, right? 6 months later, he put all that everything he filmed into a movie, and now it's on IMDb.
He tagged
and I have
him and
another
everything?
fucking credit. I never got paid. I never
I don't
signed
think you
shit.
signed a release for that.
Welcome to
Talk about
Hollywood,
people
dude.
at Flapper.
Well, damn.
Welcome to Hollywood, homeboy.
I thought it was like for a blog or something, right? And he was
mean,
just like interviewing
But
everybody.
you never know.
Like, it's a movie.
Like, my buddy just did a film on his iPhone.
Mike Furman.
It's, no, that's at the AVN Awards.
Those faces when you mention fools, dog.
You made up tortillas.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's a Me Too era. You got to be careful now.
You don't want to be associated with certain people.
I
you know.
gotta lay low.
All these sad.
I mean, I'm good. But, I've been Me Too.
You're good as
but-
far as you know.
Yeah,
Like I feel like every guy is like, is there a story about me out there now?
Gotta be one night.
Yeah, I
No,
think it's right.
I give side hugs to everyone.
Yes.
Hey, great to meet you.
Play it safe, bro.
Open hand.
Pull my finger. Don't touch me.
Like Joey Medina may try to arrest you and shit.
Joey
Massage type
Joey
of
Medina
dude.
was the king of the kiss.
Joey Medina,
Ooh.
And I don't hug or
if you're like you're a woman, a female comic, and you're leaving, even if you're rolling your window
You
with,
will
he'll
not
try to
make
get
it
in
out.
there.
I rolled. This is true though.
Well,
I rolled my window up. I was picking you up from a podcast at Joey's house, and I was rolling my window up. Oh, I rolled it down just like this much, and then he was talking to me, and so I rolled
He
it
went
down a
in
little
like
bit
the
more,
Matrix.
and then he went into the little
Like
crack.
the Terminator 2.
And I was like, he is not putting his head in here
His
for a
head's
kiss.
too big.
And he kissed my cheek in the car.
Charles
I was
Bronson.
driving.
What?
I was dropping him off, and he was like, "Oh, thanks, Lisa." But his head went
He
in.
really
that
went
big
in
old
there.
Head,
So
his big old
nasty.
head
Big
went in
old
there.
Peter Griffin head, huh?
I
He
mean,
was like, come over here, get this love.
his head.
I do
is
not get kissed by
big.
people.
It's a
That's-
big head. He could, if he
surprise.
rode shotgun with Kennedy, he'd still be alive. I love him, but like,
Speaking of Kennedy,
Speaking of.
oh yeah.
It's
Me?
funny,
so
man.
your last
I
name,
was hanging out with Matt Fultron.
yeah.
The best, full
Yeah.
charge.
Yeah, the Full Charge,
We
bro.
love Matt.
Shout out to Full Charge. He'll
He's
be
gonna be
with
in New
me
York.
and Caroline next week, January 20th to the 23rd.
Oh,
Matt
yeah.
Fultron, Rodrigo Torres, Johnny Roque, and Lisa. Your son's coming?
I don't know. I have to call his
Alright.
counselor today to see if he has summer school.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, so when I had bought a book at a bookstore in Portland, like you go to these books about true crime, and I saw one of Mark Furman, right?
Great detective.
Yeah, and I realized he wrote this book. He wrote a bunch of books after the OJ trial, and so I bought it and I read it. And I goes, man, this last name sounds familiar because you don't meet too many Skakels. And then I realized, I put it two together because those Skakels are related to with Kennedys. It was about a murder that happened in his private home in Connecticut, right?
Allegedly, right? And this young girl was killed when she was 16, and this other guy named Skakel was like 18 or 17 years old too. But then they tried to retrial him in his 40s.
Trial when we were
in his 40s too, right? So he's a Kennedy.
I'm not the guy who did it. Wait.
He's like, wait, let me clarify.
Let me implicate this fool in a crime real quick.
Wait, so
I just became a headliner.
For all the wrong reasons.
But back up. So explain how Skakel and Kennedy are related. Where's the
Well, my dad's sister's Ethel Kennedy.
Okay.
Who the younger people are going to be like, who's that? She married the second Kennedy brother that got assassinated, Robert. So, those are my uncles. So, and then that particular cousin you're referencing is my first cousin.
What's his name?
Michael. I believe Michael.
Michael Skakel.
Michael Skakel, and there was a very famous trial.
Moxie was the name of the girl.
Well, it's an
that trial was before OJ, right? Wasn't it?
No, after.
It was after, but it's an interesting story.
I remember it being televised and everything.
Because if he did it, and I really don't know if he did or didn't do it. I was 6 years old, and pled guilty. He was, I think, 15 at the time. He would have just served 2 years in juvenile detention center in prison, but he didn't. And then they went after him when he was an adult, and he got convicted, and then it got overturned. But Furman wrote the book.
He did in that book.
Well, because for like 20 years, everyone thought it was his brother who had done it. And Mark Furman wrote the book saying, no, it was the other brother. So, and then, it was a trial, and it's a horrible story.
So his book spurred on the trial.
Yeah, his book got the...
wow.
I mean, Furman was... obviously, he's a horrible racist, but he, by all accounts, was a good detective. So, I mean, what good detective isn't racist?
Guys, we pose this question to you.
I mean,
Very few.
Yeah, I mean, the non-racist detectives are working the desk.
Because he went deep, man. He talked to people about... He talked to neighbors. All these kids were always making too much noise. They're loud, and all that stuff. He talked to other kids, and then he talked to like a bunch of people. Like if that kid would have barely pushed someone, they even spoke to that person.
Well, the alibi he came up with was not the greatest. It said that there's rumors that they found DNA on the body. So he came up with some scenario where he was jacking off in the tree where the body was found. I mean, you got to give him points for that.
Who doesn't jack off in a tree?
But everyone asked me about the alibi. I'm like, what do you think? I was in the tree with him? I don't fucking
Is
know.
it true?
Sure, I want to make you cookies.
Aim
I'm a
better,
Keebler
dude.
elf.
Hey, Michael, we better get out of here. The cops are coming. I didn't mean to be doing that right this time. Michael, the cops are coming.
Playing the part of the dead body. Will be
Get in
Gina
the honor,
Brillon.
get in the honor, dude.
I don't want to come on the dog either. Like,
Yeah, it was the Sophie's choice of where to put it.
I
They've
just
all
got-
been cleared, though?
Well, I mean,
I think it's still an appeal.
Really?
it's gonna go on forever, and
But he's not incarcerated at this
No,
point.
he's out.
Right?
You just feel bad for the mom because she
Yeah.
has to relive this for
Yeah.
40, 50 years now. It's coming upon, and you really do feel bad for her. So, and on that note, I'll be opening up for Jeremy Piven.
You went with him?
No,
Him in those hats, huh?
well, I mean, he came up to me one night.
He
at
had the
the
special, right? So did Brendan Shaw had the special.
yeah, I mean, Brendan works hard. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know him very well.
He goes up a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying. Like,
Yeah.
for someone who's done comedy, under a couple
Did
years.
Jeremy Piven start comedy a while back, then got off it and started, or just
No,
started
I think
again?
he just, he got Me Too'd out of, this TV show, and, he's like, oh, that's what I don't like about stand-up. Everyone thinks they can do it. Whether it be football players or, like Me Too guys, And then Jeremy Piven came up to me once at the Comedy Store after he had bombed for 15 minutes, and he's like, "Hey man, I think I got this." I'm like, "No, you don't have it. You don't have it, bro. You
This
got
ain't Entourage, motherfucker.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he's a nice guy,
Yeah.
but it's like, there's comics out there working 20 years longer who don't have it, and they're funny. So, but I'll see him at the Laugh Factory, I guess.
But I'll see you there.
One thing about LA, that if you live in LA and you started in LA, it's not like moving out here from New York, and just living here, man. You could see you started like in '94, and then you meet a comedian that started like in '84 or '89, and then like you're doing stand up, you're working, but these motherfuckers are still doing open mic.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's hard to get, into the clubs if you don't have TV credits.
Yeah.
So it's just...
And it's hard to get a TV credit unless you have stage time.
Yeah.
You're good
it's
enough.
such
Exactly.
a-
It's a catch-22.
Yeah, oh, yeah. So it's some of the open mics have better lineups than the comedy clubs, but it's just the way it is. It's never been easier to get on TV. Now you can do your own YouTube stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So that's good, but that's also bad because then everyone can do it. Like you've got.
But
like,
the biggest
a lot of
complaints
crap
from
out
like
there.
New York comics that come out here is always not enough stage time. That's all I hear from my friends that move out here. They're like, there's just not enough
Yeah, because you
opportunities.
can't just get into the clubs. It's
No.
really hard to start. Like you would have to. How many times do you open mic before you even get a spot at the club? If you don't have a
Yeah.
name already coming in,
If
you're
they don't
not
already
gonna-
know you, if you haven't established yourself,
Yeah.
then how do you get stage time at the
Yeah.
regular clubs? I have no
the
clue.
rest of it is bars and underground clubs. Shows
Yeah.
that they're not going to find out about on a trip out here for a week or two.
What is
you
it
know?
like starting out here? Because I know, like in New York, because there's so many different venues you can do comedy at. Like, what is it like out here? Do they have the same little like hole in the wall spots that you can do to get some kind of stage time when you start?
I started at I opened up at LA Weekly.
This was back in the
I opened up
day.
the
That
LA
was my
Express.
agent.
LA Weekly.
This is before computers.
Drama Log.
See, I did the LA
Drama Log.
Express. LA Express.
That was Drama Log.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I think they merged with somebody else. And
Never
I
even
was,
heard of that one.
and then well, Drama Law had like, I can't believe like how many auditions that magazine had. I wonder if they're all bullshit.
Oh yeah, they're in some guy's apartment.
It's weird. Like,
meet me at this bathroom
auditioning
stall.
woman.
Yeah. Let's do a table read in my underwear.
Auditions and quotes.
So LA
and
Weekly
everything and everything.
in the back had everything, man. Men seeking men, women seeking men, all that stuff. Then they had porn section of the best massage parlors, strip bar.
Yeah.
What porn star was gonna headline at Bob's Classy Lady?
Spearmint right now.
Bob's
Managed by
Class.
Yeah,
Dante.
man. Keisha was there,
Cheetahs.
and so I saw comedy. There was a shitload, man. But first it was all the main clubs: Laugh Factory, Comedy Store. It was a long time ago. Igby's.
Pico.
On Pico, and then there was a big comedy club on Balboa and Ventura, LA Cabaret. But all these people, like all of them had names, like people that were gonna be there already, so they're already booked shows. But then you go to the bottom, way in the bottom, you see like Chewy's Mexican Grill, open
Good
mic
room.
on Wednesday, right? And you see way in the bottom, sign-ups at 6, and then I saw Natural Fudge, and I went there, and it was open mic on Mondays. I met Alonzo Bowden there, Jimmy Kennedy,
Alonzo.
a lot of fools there.
So yeah, that was like the only way to find it back then. was
So
those
those
tables,
guys
right?
hanging out there with those open micers, we were open micers. Knowing those guys, like some of those guys, like later on, they had friends, they had like a little bit of success, but then they'll tell them about another room. So after that, there was another room called Waldo's Comedy Station on Hollywood. It was on the Hollywood, and they paid like $25. So that was cool. So there, I met Johnny Sanchez and Carlos Oscar and Willie Barcena, and they told me about Latino Night. And then
At
over
the
there,
Laugh Factory?
Yeah, then right there I started seeing more Latinos than I ever seen, because I thought it was only me and Freddie Soto.
Yeah.
Because they didn't really play the other room.
No, so they started Paul Drew started Latino Night. So every Monday, They had a packed Latino night on Mondays.
And he would do Spanish, right?
Yeah.
He would do a second show in Spanish or something
Yeah.
like that.
Do
after
you do
the
your
first
set
one.
in Spanish at
Yeah, I
all?
did it yesterday at Riverside.
Dude, I'm so nervous.
It's
I've been
all right.
invited to a show to do it in Spanish, and I'm like, I don't know if I can. I've never done my set in Spanish.
You speak
before.
Spanish?
I do. I speak
Fluently,
Spanish.
like good. You can have a conversation with.
I'm more
Telemundo?
decent than I let people know, because
I
I don't want to
can't-
speak
I
it all the
can't.
time. So I'll be like, I'm not really good, but I'm better than I be letting people know.
Keep it. I can't.
No.
I can't.
You can't.
No, I mean, I could have my conversation is only good with Mexicans who didn't graduate high school.
It's a great audience.
Like those guys,
Where are these guys?
I know how to.
drink a
I know how
lot.
to talk. I know how to complain with
Yeah.
them.
Party.
I can carry a conversation with them. But people who are educated and who are on Telemundo, you know, who don't look like me, I'm tough, man.
So how was
They
your
start
set? How
speaking.
did it feel
It was
doing your
good,
set
though.
in
I've been
Spanish?
practicing the Spanish
This
set
is
for a
like
while.
his,
Yeah.
yeah, probably like sixth.
Like I kind of didn't like
show.
it. I kind of didn't like it myself because I stumbled last night and I forgot some words.
Yeah, if I
So-
get nervous, I stutter in Spanish.
So at 38, you're right. At 38 minutes, I stumbled and I said one English word, so that kind of threw me off. So then I started like, yeah, so it was all right. I did like 55.
Oh shit.
Dang, that's so brave, man. I'd be afraid to do 5. I would be so nervous.
But I'm pretty sure the next one will be better because if I have them like back to back, like if I do one Wednesday, one Thursday, one Friday, Saturday, I'm fluent,
You're on
man.
point.
By Saturday, you're like, yo, I'm
Yeah.
killing this right now. I'm about to go off the cuff.
You ever
I'm
done
so good.
Armenian comedy? Earl Skakel?
Yeah, I performed in Glendale.
That's right. There used to be a comedy spot there on Thursdays. There used to be a comedy spot. Like I try to hit up all the mics, man. Like anywhere. Like I used to do comedy with Fluffy, so we try to compete. You know, with these who goes up the most.
But it's
So one
hard
time
though.
I did 15 one time, bro. But there were some of them were book shows. Like I got booked to do like a mariachi show at
Yeah.
3 in the morning. So after that, I went to go do another show. They had the Stephen Hague Steakhouse at 7. Then there was some other show at 10. And then finish it off at the open mic at midnight at the Laugh Factory.
Right.
Comedy store.
Wow.
I think the hardest thing in LA though is you have to have a car.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
If you're doing
absolutely.
that.
I don't know how people do it
There is
without a
no
car out here.
room. There is no comedy spot next to a subway.
Yeah, but that's not. Felipe though got away with not having a car for what 10 years in LA, and he made it to his spots. Now he had
I
friends
have to
with
hang out with young
cars.
comics. They're not gonna make it.
He had friends with cars and young comics who needed stage time,
Yeah.
and he'd throw them 5 minutes or whatever, you know, for
And Andy Kern them.
and he'd pay gas or
Well, there
whatever.
you go.
But he did a lot.
But,
He did a lot on the bus
See,
and
on the-
trains though in LA.
But when I
He knew all the
fucking
bus lines
when I
and
started getting
everything.
too fucked up and like talking shit on the way home, who would give me a ride, they didn't want to give me a ride no more. Bro, you just wasting your time, bro.
I mean,
Oh no.
So I had a spot at the Laugh Factory at 8:15. I was at the first guy going up. It was Sunda.
Oh,
She was
yeah.
hosting a clean show.
Oh, Sunda.
Yeah, and she hooked it up. So then after that, I had a spot at 10 o'clock, or the first spot at the Long Beach Laugh Factory. So I would walk from there to Fairfax, catch that bus, and get off on Hollywood, and then take that fucking train all the way to Long Beach. And
Dang,
then
that's
I'd
a
pick you up at like
trip.
2 in the morning.
and then I do that spot there, and I take that train back to the Laugh Factory to go up at 12:45 a.m. with Brian Holtzman and Tiffany Haddish, the hottest show at
Holtzman.
one.
Wow.
that's a real
Holtzman
deal.
closing, Tiffany going second, and me going first.
Yeah.
So I would do 3 spots. I think I got a big fat paycheck one time from doing like 3 spots on Saturday. He was hooking me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but see, like I never got the 10 o'clock spot. I was getting at the midnight.
Yeah, no prime
But no
time.
matter what, man, I was just stay there. Like one time, Dane Cook went up and bumped like 4 of us,
That's cool.
and I stood up. Bro, it was cool, bro. He did 7 hours.
7 hours.
He did 7 hours.
7 hours.
Oh, was he trying to beat Chappelle?
I think
Yeah.
so.
He
It
was.
was after. It was
Yeah.
like a few months after. No, Chappelle did it in April, and then
4
Dane. This
hours.
was New Year's Day night. This is the night of New Year's Day.
That must have been fun.
And then,
Wow.
but the
It was
funny thing
badass.
was, we left.
We
We're like, well,
left.
we're gonna go.
We left around 1:30.
When he started doing that thing with the straw, that
Oh, that's a good bet.
Yeah, he was crushing.
Yeah.
when that one started going on, I was like, well, we should just go. This is gonna keep going on. Now he's just playing around. So, but then you talked to Claire, the manager,
Clara.
the next day, Claire, and she said, Felipe, if you had just stayed, I would have put you up. It was like 7 in the morning.
So what, to price out breakfast burritos or what?
No dedication,
Damn,
dude.
dude.
But this is what happened, man. Everybody who parked on the streets, all the tourists, they don't know that you can't be in a fucking Sunset after 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Got their cars
Yeah,
towed.
totally.
Yeah.
And valet, they're gonna go valet some other cars in the morning. They just threw their keys in the trash or threw
No,
them
I think they left the thing with
They left the
manager.
keys open right there. They left the little door open when they put the keys.
Oh
and then you
my
have to
God.
grab your keys and figure out where the garage is. Go get your car.
That's insane. I would have had a heart attack. I would have been so nervous if that would have happened.
You been bumped by the greatest?
I've been bumped by Chappelle a lot at the store, but I get it. Like, it's like you're gonna get bumped by someone. It's gonna be. I'll take it from him.
You used to get bumped by Eddie Griffin,
Eddie
right?
Griffin and the
Dice.
Dice Man.
I mean, it's tough. Like, we're all whores. We want to go up as much as we can, but
Yeah.
there's a hierarchy, so it's deal
Just-
with it.
Just gonna deal with it. Like the second they walk in, I go, okay.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
go. I'll just be taking my check. I'll leave right
But my
now.
mom is here. So what?
Yeah, I mean,
What are you bringing your mom for? Bring a star.
yeah.
I don't understand like guys who have a first show and they bring their girlfriend, their mom, and all that, and then they bomb or someone
Or
else.
they're
is-
bumped.
Or the realize
Yeah.
that there's like 10 dudes here who are way, way funnier than my son.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
I've lost every girlfriend I've ever had at the comedy store.
The other comics.
The comedy store is like the bar in Star Wars. It's just like every fucking freak in the universe.
Everybody's there. Everybody's just a
Yeah.
hot mess. I've been to that bar.
Oh, we love Earl. Let's go in the main room. Boom, boom, boom. So it's just like I try and avoid bringing any lady friend I actually care for up there anymore.
It's always a bad idea. I feel like more nervous when people come to see me. Like when my husband comes or like my family will come to see me. I'll be like, please just don't. It's worse now. If something goes wrong, I'm
Yeah.
gonna feel
Totally.
terrible
Fuck all
that you're
that.
watching this right
Yeah, that's
now.
what Felipe always, when people ask for advice, he always tells people, go to as many open mics as you can and don't bring anybody you know
Yeah.
with you.
Because
for the first
makes
like
you
few
so
months.
nervous.
Yeah, because then you have to see that person after you bomb, or those people after you bomb horribly, and you're going to bomb horribly in your first.
The first couple of
few
years, you're going to
times.
bomb a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But now it's about getting paid.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You gotta
Everyone wants to
get
be a
that
star
cheddar.
immediately.
You meet a guy, to some people. You were talking to, what's her name, right, last night?
Gracie.
Gracie, what'd you say about the comics in the 909?
I don't know about the 909. She's just saying in general, the people she's hanging around with are just always concerned about how much everything pays, how much it pays, how much it pays, even if they don't have a lot of experience.
These comics never even passed the 605.
Yeah.
But they're making a living in that area.
Yeah.
That's the one thing
I
about
hope
Latino rooms over
they
there.
pay.
They'll pay.
Oh,
They
yeah.
pay. And then
50
there's
bucks.
dancing afterward.
Larry Omaha.
Been in those rooms before.
He's the one that got you over at Tortillas, right?
Yeah, I bombed for like 30 minutes, and it was
Yeah.
dead silence. And they were like, "Hey, they love Jew." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Oh, if they don't like you, they'll let you know. Like they
throw a
listen to
bottle
you."
at
I'm
you.
like, "Oh, that's weird." And then
Did they throw anything? Oh, then they liked
Yeah.
you. That's great.
And I had a red car at the time. He's like, "You got to get out of here now." I'm like, "I thought you just said they like me." He's like, "This is a Crip neighborhood." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll see you later, Larry."
They don't like
Since I'm a blood.
that crowd did not like jokes where they gotta participate with a comedian. Let's bring a girl up here to do magic, none of that shit like that. One dude, huh?
Dude, that guy with the New York hat. He was at the Comedy Magic Club for a while, too. His name was Jeffrey something, dude.
Jeffrey Steele.
Yeah!
Oh,
What did
I
he
made
do?
that up.
No, his name is Jeffrey Steele.
I made that
That's
up.
crazy. I better have some of these gummies, man.
He came with the girl one time to Tortillas.
What
It was-
happened, bro?
He bombed so bad that he was blaming the crowd.
Uh-huh.
And then you weren't around right there where you took off, but Willie's all saying like on the side, going, "It's not the crowd, bro. Oh no, it's a crowd. I can go back. You're not going back."
And then his girlfriend was backing him up.
Yeah, she was getting crazy, but you left. You're all, I don't want to know this fucking shit. This is gonna go down right now. It didn't. They just left.
But they were arguing with the audience.
Yeah.
Like, she goes, "Fuck this crowd. They don't know."
Yeah, she was
That's
all like,
another reason you don't bring your
Was
lady.
she part of the show?
Oh, hell
no.
yeah.
She was all dressed up like they're gonna go clubbing after or something, but she tried to get all crazy,
Oh my
and it wasn't happening.
goodness.
What's her number?
Bro, he was wearing
I like him crazy.
That's where that
Sounds like my
that-
ex.
He was wearing a Yankees hat and a Yankees jersey. They doing stand up. No, doing magic.
Comedy Magic.
What?
You gotta wear that like a
Jeffrey
magician,
Steele,
man.
dog. That was his name.
That's crazy.
And what room was this at?
The
Tortillas.
hop. Oh,
Tortillas?
Tortillas, yeah.
And so he bombed bad.
Nasty.
Huh? Wow.
I don't need this room. Nobody needs this room, bro.
But they do though.
Stop stating the obvious.
dude.
That room,
We
that
need
room
these
cranked out some
$50 and the
stars.
burritos.
But that room really made you strong.
All the Latino room where I used to go, always have food, beer, and there was a lot of chicks over there, a lot of drug dealers.
And bikers,
Yeah, a lot of bikers,
gang
man.
members.
In the hood room?
One
out here?
room I went through, like I know that I could name like 2 dudes that were killed by somebody I grew up with.
Oh, sweet.
What? So sweet.
And I mean, there was like a bunch of drug dealers that I found out later on, which I didn't know back then. But they were all, the room was always packed. I mean, it was 18 and over.
Oh, really?
We're talking, we're 40-year-old guys. They're trying to pick up our 19-year-olds, bro.
That's gross. I would never do that.
Where's
And,
this place?
I remember one time this guy, he brought his boat to show it off.
His
Boat?
boat?
Yeah, it was about flossing over there. The guy at the hop, he brought a brand new Hummer and he parked it right in front of the
Ernest?
Ernest, remember? Big Earn! Big Earn.
Oh, I thought you
Size
said
6.
Big Wheezy.
Look what
Were
you
we at
did.
Michael
you made
Vick's
the dog
house?
scared.
She mad, man.
Big Earn.
That's a angry bird.
This guy was the promoter of the show,
Squishy.
Earl, at the Hop in Lakewood.
Okay.
So he would like, this guy was the promoter at the Hop in Lakewood. His name was Big Ernest. And like, he would like to get introduced first. So he'll go up, ladies and gentlemen, Big Earn. And he goes up there, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Hop. We're going to have a comedy show. Let me introduce your host, Willie Barcena. Then Willie go up and he'll get off. Like he thought he was like Russell Simmons or something. Bro. He had a Harley Davidson and he parked it right in front of the place where everybody could see it.
Oh, so it was all about showing off what you
All
got.
the
Yeah.
time, bro. But that was not the only show he had. He was a big promoter.
I just saw Russell Simmons yesterday.
He was selling his body too with Roger.
I was at the cryotherapy place I go to. He tried to cut in front of me.
He
I
wasn't?
said,
No, he
dies.
didn't.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
thought he moved to Malaysia.
No,
Isn't
he's
he
back.
like, really?
He was.
Yes,
he went
he's back.
To Malaysia, like,
He was
What's
on
Cairo?
because there were these charges against him.
frozen chamber.
Oh, the one that
Yeah.
Joe Rogan was in.
Yeah. Joe, he's the one who actually got me into like.
What have you noticed that's different?
My dick shrinks a lot in this chamber.
How cold is it?
Minus 200 degrees.
So how do you not get hypothermia or frostbite?
Well,
you
you're
wear
only-
something?
Yeah, you wear a
3 minutes?
beanie. It looks like a rubber on my head
Yeah.
because my head's so big. Very few beanies fit me. And you wear like shorts and special socks so your feet don't froze. And
Oh, wow.
it's
Yeah.
good if you have like inflammation or something. It wakes you up. You know, so you know.
You
if
sound pretty awake. Right?
I think, well, not right. I need to do it after this. You know, if Joe's
Yeah,
doing
right,
it, it's got to be good. So, you
I
know.
wonder what it would the statement if you go outside in a minus 7 degrees outside, and then run back into your apartment.
Yeah. Go do comedy in Winnipeg. You know, it's like,
You can have that experience.
Yeah, nobody outside either.
I can't remember where the coldest
Get
spot
naked.
has been. Probably Kansas.
No, probably Green Bay. You went to Green Bay in February.
Oh, that's right.
that was
a
cold.
cold.
I think it was like negative
Chicago?
19 or something.
Last
Yeah.
comment
I
standing.
did
That was
Chicago
cold.
for New Year's, and
Yeah,
that
that
was
is-
It was fucking
Brutal.
cold too, man.
Y'all can keep this.
That's painful.
yeah.
Chicago's
Winni-
painful because the wind's coming
Oh,
right
it
off
was
the water.
it was
Wind chill
awful.
factor.
Remember there was Toby Hicks, and that fool was cold, man.
yeah, well,
What did he say, bro?
Oh, this is too cold. Y'all can keep this.
send him to Canada. Like
Oh yeah, it gets
Little gloves
freezing
on.
out there.
Winnipeg, it was minus 20 with no wind chill. It was just a straight. And there was a
Damn.
guy outside in shorts and flip flops, and he looks at me and goes, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm from LA." He just looks at me and goes, "Pussy," because I was bundled up. I had like 3 sweats on.
Me too, man.
I mean, 2 sweaters and a jacket. Like, so you know.
I'm checking in, man. I'm the only one wearing thermals, a scarf.
They're just
That's
immune
nice.
to it. Even their dogs. Like, how do you have a dog at minus 20? And these
There you
dogs
go.
are like walking around like, oh,
He
this
used
is
to
great.
it, huh?
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Squishy. She said, "Don't talk about dogs."
What are you talking about?
You have a podcast,
Yeah, it's just called Inappropriate.
like
Earl.
number 1, right?
It was, and then I got kicked off the charts for a music violation, and I can't get back on.
What?
Yeah.
What happened?
I had the same song, you know, it's just a theme song my buddy's 80s metal band did, and I think a roast battle comic that didn't like me
Flagged it.
Yeah, but it's I have the permission and
Yeah.
stuff.
Well,
so.
that's all you need.
But
So
it's-
they haven't reinstated you?
No, it's so hard because I was number 8.
Oh, so it hasn't gone back up because of that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Oh, wow.
they're like, we don't manipulate the charts. I'm like, I'm not asking you to put me ahead of Rogan. I just want where I was at. And they're like, well, it's just very
So
tough.
are you starting from zero then, or
I
starting?
almost want to
from-
start over and
Yeah.
just, switch the
crazy.
name and get a different URL. They're not very helpful,
Yeah.
but, they don't.
I don't know. I started one of your
Crazy.
podcasts one time, and then like halfway through, you were talking about I'm not manipulating the numbers.
Yeah, and then I would make a joke because people would be like, "Well, you're kind of an unknown comic or whatever. Why are you?"
But you've been on JRE a lot of times, right?
No.
No?
He asked me once to do it. I'm like, oh my god, I'm in. I'm finally in. I'm gonna get to go on. And I think he was, maybe he was tired that night. I don't think he remembered asking me. So I know he hates if you ask to be on it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I don't know how to hey Joe, remember when you asked me to be on it?
That's
Hey,
how I
remember that
felt.
one time?
Yeah.
That's how I felt. The first time he asked me one time, hey, Felipe, I'm going to have you on my show, all right? And then he go, give me your number. So I give him my number. And then, a year or, 8 months passed by. I saw him again at the Sam Tripoli show. And I gave that fool a big-ass blunt, like I always do. And then we started smoking it. And he goes, yeah, I'm going to have you on. All right. So then I was promoting my HBO special.
Right.
So I fucked up. I thought I fucked up. Because Joe Diaz doesn't like text.
I don't like that cocksucker. No more. No more.
Don't be fucking texting me, cocksucker. Don't be leave a fucking message either.
That is
I see your
frightening. It's like
number.
you channeled
I
him.
see your number,
Jeez.
and I'll fucking call you back.
Where's my glasses?
So,
Oh.
so Jeb, yeah, bro. Joe Diaz told, yeah, he's gonna have you on. He told me he's gonna have you on. So I text him, man, I'm gonna do an HBO special. When I could be on the show.
Yeah, dude. He fucked up.
I would love to have you on, Felipe. You're great.
But then he waited a while. It was like
I thought I
6 more
fucked
months
up,
after that.
right? So that was the only one. But then I got on the show.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
But he was inviting me to do shows with him at the Ice House with the rest. But I was never around because I'm always out of town.
Right.
I don't know. But I told him I'm out of town. But then I got on the show and we were on for like 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he's such a good interviewer. Like,
Then we played pool for 2 hours. I was hungry, bro.
yeah, I bet. What did he
They didn't
cook?
order food?
He was
in
calling
2
his wife and
hours?
said, yeah, what we're going to have for dinner. My stomach went,
Yeah, what are we going to have for dinner, Joe?
badass gym, man.
Oh, he's the real deal. He's got like his own sauna, and shit,
That's
like 10
so
different
cool.
cars, but shows you what hard work gets you. Like, he should motivate all of us he was at one point unknown, and
Yeah.
now he's the most known comic in the world, or arguably,
What
So
on your podcast? Do you think the Tommy episode? That was a 2-parter, right?
Yeah,
The Tommy one.
I think that's probably the one
Is that the one that really kind of
direct people.
got a lot of notice for you?
Yeah, Tommy was the
Because I
old-
listen to those. I listen to those episodes.
He was probably the most controversial figure in
Yeah.
LA comedy.
Yeah.
He was the racist talent coordinator at the store, and he says he wasn't. He
Allegedly.
You
says-
gave him the opportunity to speak his piece.
Well, I heard he had asked Maron
You
to
let
be
him
on.
talk a lot.
Oh, I just hit record and
Yeah.
asked him one question.
Yeah.
What was Mitzi
Yeah.
like? And then 2 hours later, I came in and just hit stop.
It was though. It was like, what's Mitzi like? And then he starts describing this artist, and then you're
Wow.
kind of cute. What's your name? It's like,
Whoa.
ew.
Well, he,
Oh.
I
But he
mean,
was like a hot young blonde, I guess, which I can't even
Mitzi
imagine.
told me I was the best looking guy up there. And I can't concentrate with Denzel Washington looking down on me from the hotel billboard. He had some interesting views on society and some accounting methods.
I think I started when he
Those are the ones I
started.
heard.
Well, yeah,
He started in 98.
yeah,
And I got past in 99, 98.
he was like the phone guy, and then I think Mitzi.
I think we used to try it out together at stand-up comedy once. You would just he was a hang around.
Yeah, I mean, well, he told me
He
to
liked
keep-
me.
Yeah, that's
Every
great. Though.
time I walked in, he'll put me up. Felipe, want to go up? Hell yeah. And I don't know what to do to piss someone else off, but I got up.
But that's
And
great.
those
that
dark days you're talking about, I will go up.
There
if
were
I showed up.
people who like you and others who whatever reason.
But I
he
stayed
liked.
away from him. Like,
Who is this guy that you're talking
Tommy?
about?
He was the manager of the Comedy Store for many
Yeah.
years, but he also
okay.
he was there at the right place at the right time because at the same time, Mitzi was falling out of the day-to-day.
Was he really impersonating Mitzi
management.
Shore's voice and talking to the comedian?
Some people
yeah.
thought that he was, and he may have been
Hilarious.
like acting like her, and he did
Comedy,
such
dude.
a good impersonation that he would,
You can't
They-
go up tonight.
yeah,
Well, he had a weird, almost like a Harold and Maude type obsession.
Yeah. with
With-
her, yeah.
with
I mean,
Mitzi?
that's
Yeah.
an old reference, but like he.
And she was almost bedridden at that point, and then she
Yeah.
eventually was bedridden, and before she died. But
And then, well, the funny thing after the first one is like, all right, he'll never come back. But hey, Tommy, if you ever want to come back, let me know. So the next day he calls me. Well, I'm in the neighborhood. Thought we could finish up when we started.
oh, so it was done on 2 different sessions.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I thought it
well,
was like one that you cut up.
I had to
into
kick
2.
him out on the first session. Like
Just going on too long.
I think I had
I
to
ran out of tape.
yeah, well, almost, and then he was then off air. He talked to me for another 40 minutes.
Wow.
Well, she told me to take money, but just don't overdo it. Like, what Jewish owner is going to tell you to take money? So
That's
you know.
crazy, man. Yeah,
Dude,
because
that's mad
he was
delusion.
like he was very political too
Yeah.
inside the club, and so had his favorites, and then had people he didn't want there, and he would block people and ban people, and
Well, he's just-
and then other people just stayed away because they didn't like him.
Yeah, like
Really?
years.
Oh,
he
interesting.
told Rob Schneider once when I was opening up for him. Rob was like, "Hey, can I get in at the store?" I'm like, "I'm pretty sure you can get in." And Tommy's like, "Come on, potluck."
Potluck
Which
for
is
Rob
the,
Schneider.
open
Open
mic.
mic, we put your name in
Yeah.
a pot.
Oh
He's
my
like, I'll throw you
And
like.
he was already on SNL
Oh
and
my
in the
God.
movies and
he
everything.
Was,
wow. He
You
was
could
getting
do
great
it.
comedy. Yeah, this was when he was working
Yeah.
with Edwin, probably
Yeah.
having him
Oh
write some
Yeah.
wow!
stuff.
So he was one of those dudes.
Yeah.
And it's
Okay.
like, put him on the marquee, and it's a sold-out room.
Yeah.
They're telling him to come on with the open micers.
Oh my god!
So and
How did he react?
Ah.
How did Rob Schneider react?
Rob, he was. I don't need this. So like,
Yeah, of course. He's
I'm
like,
selling
on
out
second thought
rooms.
now.
Yeah.
I mean, in 4 years of opening for him, he never didn't sell out a room. Not
Yeah.
even one show wasn't. It's it's Deuce
Yeah.
Bigelow. It's,
Yeah.
it's SNL, the Copy Machine
Yeah.
guy.
He doesn't even have to really be funny or have a huge long.
Was he
set,
funny? I've
you
never
know?
worked with
Yeah,
him.
he.
I've never seen his stand up. I've only seen
started
his
with
Started one of
Larry-
those young comedian specials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Killed it.
I
Yeah.
was very
Bubbles Brown,
impressed
right?
with his.
Frisco.
Bubbles Brown is
Yeah.
iconic
He
to
does
me.
like a 10-minute special, 10-minute bit on dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
He's really funny. After
Yeah.
every show, he'd go up in his hotel room and start writing again. Like it
That's
was
great.
very like, oh, you could go out. Well, he's married, so but you could go out and nice dinners or like mingle with the fan. No, he went right up and he had all these like hundreds of 3x5 cards with jokes on. Like you don't have to work this hard.
But he
And,
does. That's admirable.
Did all the morning radio, even though the shows were already sold out. So he taught me a lot about how to, even if you're successful, you still got to work hard.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, but the Tommy episodes are the ones I try and get people to listen to because whether you're an old comic or an open micer, you'll I think gain benefit as to what a maniac sounds like.
And
Yeah.
and he's not the only one. He's not the only one in the comedy world. He's not the only manager who's. got
Who's
those
nice.
But I think he stood out as
Yeah.
when you tell Rob Schneider that come during amateur hour.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think Andy Sudeikis once, someone was hosting the MTV Awards, and they very nicely came up to the booth, and he sat in the booth like Jabba the Hutt, like you had to go and kiss his ring.
Yeah.
And he didn't know who this guy was. He's like, no,
Oh
Hannibal
my
Buress wanted to
goodness.
do a spot one.
I remember that.
So it was just, but then he put up like Boone Shakalaka, the homeless open micer.
So it was just his personal favorites that he would kind of hook up.
Yeah, he liked good
The
looking.
Bushman.
Yeah, the Bushman who beat Norm Macdonald in Star Search. Like,
You serious?
Oh, absolutely.
fucking way.
Oh.
What year was this?
you've got to go on
80s,
YouTube.
right?
It's the,
the
greatest.
Bushman and like
Okay.
the original Michael Blackson.
He would come
Really?
up.
All
He wears the
African.
daishiki,
He
right?
wore the
Daishiki.
daishiki, and
I wonder if there's
Teaches
any rivalry
tennis.
between those two.
He
then.
teaches tennis, by the way.
I mean,
Does he?
he
Wow.
was, and so Bushman would get spots, and he'd come on stage in the dashiki, and he had like 12 kids by 13 different mamas.
Oh wow.
He was a
The
character,
Bushman.
but he beat Norm Macdonald in Star Search. Like that's his.
Did
like,
I even know that?
the Stanley Cup.
I have to see
He was
that
from Norm, bro,
stand-up set.
losing.
That was an interview with Norman. I got beat by the Bushman.
I mean, so it's a wacky thing Tommy was operating, but luckily they caught on to his
The
accounting
wacky world
methods.
of comedy.
Yeah.
I remember he had we were there to see Chappelle, It was fucking packed, bro. And that was El Madrigal opened and what's his name? Nick Cannon.
Oh, okay.
For
Wait, Nick
Chappelle.
Cannon went up and did
5
comedy?
minutes. Yeah, Nick Cannon did 5 minutes.
He did comedy.
Brought up El Madrigal. He did.
I remember
15.
he had a stand-up comedy thing that he did. Nick Cannon did a special or
Yeah,
some sort of
Showtime.
Wild and Out is his.
Two of
though.
them.
Wild and Out is his too, right?
Yeah, Wild and Out.
Wild and
That's
Out.
his, yeah.
And Chappelle went up for an hour. And there's a picture of me, Tommy, Nick Cannon, and Al Madrigal.
I mean, that's probably the first time Tommy was ever pictured with an Hispanic.
That's what I was saying, man. I said, "What's up, Tommy? Felipe?" We took a photo.
Who are you? Didn't I see you picking lettuce in Salinas? But it's crazy that he was allowed to operate for 10, 12
He
years.
was the one that had to tell Steve Gleckman to call Joe Rogan and tell him he was banned, huh?
Yeah. So,
Wait, Joe Rogan was banned?
Yeah, when the whole
Mencia
Carlo
thing.
Mencia thing.
Oh, they banned him for that?
Yeah.
they had to pick a side. It was
They had to
either
pick a
Joe
side.
or Carlos.
And why did they
Yeah,
pick
Carlos
Carlos?
was selling out.
Carlos was more famous than him at that
At
point.
that time. It doesn't
Yeah.
see, it's
This
weird.
was before the podcasts, and
Okay.
Joe had been on TV.
Fear
but
Factor was a pretty big show.
Yeah.
Because I remember that
News
clip
Radio.
of
yeah,
him and
he had been
Carlos
on
on
News Radio
stage.
and then Fear
Red
Factor.
Band,
but
can you imagine if Red Band wasn't taping? We'd never.
When was the
He
band
taped
lifted?
it with a camera.
I don't know. You'd have probably.
There was no phones then, right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Red
he used to-
Band probably had the
He used
first
to
phone.
carry that big ass camera. around.
Yeah. So.
I think the ban was lifted a few years ago, but he didn't want to return. He didn't return until Tommy was gone.
Yeah,
right?
I think. Well, Adam, I don't want to say new talent coordinator, but he's been there for 5 years now. He, I think, reached out to certain people and
Yeah.
like, hey, do you want to come back? It's a different vibe up
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And then so Joe
Yeah,
came
they
back.
really pushed that different vibe. They were trying to get him to come back too.
But it works though. Like Adam knew if like Rob Schneider came, then probably David Spade would come.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Sam,
And that's true.
It's
That's what
totally, it's just a lot more professional atmosphere. I mean, Tommy used to pass people who gave him pot.
Ron White.
Yeah. I mean, I was so desperate to get past up there at one point, just because the store's the store, and I thought, well, what if I just give him weed and a new guitar? Like literally stuff weed in the guitar and go, hey, can I get spots now?
You should have tried it.
I just couldn't. I'm desperate, but I don't know if I could.
Not that desperate.
I can't
You're
do
not.
that.
You're not weeding a guitar desperate.
Yeah, I'm gonna call Larry Omaha, see if I can go back to my peeps.
Been up and
I
up
went in the road
Bushman.
with Larry Omaha. Larry Omaha was performing at some hotel, the Clarion in fucking San Diego, and it was like an improv little room, and I got $100 in a hotel, and that fool, and then him and I walking. It's always weird when you see like comics walking around after the show, because they're different ages. He must have been 50, bro. I was 30, and he's wearing shorts, and I was wearing shorts. I look like a lover, bro.
Hey, whatever gets you.
Just like we went to like we were talking about the last podcast. We went after the show. That's why I never go out with him no more. Like whoever wants to take me out after the show, fuck no, because we look too odd. I was hanging around with Chuck Bartel, and let me know what his age is, but he looked
It's
like
a
George
mystery.
Washington to me. So they were hanging around with our grandfather, bro, at a
Born of the
club.
Depression.
And then you and Martin.
And Martin, my
Martin
son.
Rizzo, who looks like a little kid.
You have shows this week coming up?
I have shows coming up. Yes, at the Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club in Las Vegas coming up this weekend. And then-
Congratulations.
Thank you. That'll be a
Congratulations.
fun time. I have a couple of gigs in Washington
If you need
State.
weed, hit up Edwin.
Oh,
At
word.
Planet Hollywood.
Oh, word. Okay, thank you
Edwin
for that.
San Juan.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay.
Yeah, he's always at that. He's performing. He's got a residency there.
One of the best dudes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, out in Vegas.
Yeah.
Edwin San Juan.
I feel like
He's-
I know that name.
yeah,
I've
he's a
heard that name
Filipino.
before.
Oh, yeah.
Filipino.
Yeah, I've heard that name before.
He's building a pool now.
And oh yeah.
I saw that little toach.
I don't think I'd go in that pool.
No.
I'll just have a protein shake instead.
In Edwin's pool. Why?
Well, I think there'll be a lot of things dumped in that pool after completion.
Nice sound effect.
Yeah, I'm
Solid
like
sound effect.
I'm like the black guy from Police Academy. I can only do one sound though.
Man,
Someone
that guy
coming.
he did an episode on White Shadow that freaked me out.
Michael Winslow.
Yeah, man.
That's
Oh,
such a
really?
good show that
Dude,
people.
You ever heard
Yeah?
of White Shadow?
No, what is that?
You never heard
it's
of?
the best.
You never heard of Coolidge?
She's too young.
Yeah, you're way too young. But it's a show about a white coach who coaches in the ghetto.
Yeah, and he goes
Coaches
to
basketball.
a basketball club, team in South Central LA,
Oh yeah, what's it
But-
called?
Carver High School.
White
The
Shadow.
White Shadow.
White Shadow.
But like
Okay.
it was
Nobody
only
famous in it.
Well, they became famous though. A lot
Directors.
of people. Yeah.
only from like 79 to 81, but it was on Channel 2.
Damn.
I
So
didn't even know Channel 2.
and they did. Like, this is when there was only 3 networks. And,
Yeah.
but they covered like rape, abortion,
Yeah.
Child abuse,
gay. One guy
Oh,
couldn't
wow.
read. So it was pretty
mental
groundbreaking for that
illness.
time. Yeah.
mental illness.
I cry every time
Abuse.
they do that episode where the kid with autism tries to make the team, and they just think he's, the players make fun of him for being retarded. And then at the end of the show, they give him the ball, and he makes the shot. It's
Oh, I want to cry just hearing it.
I thought
I'm
that
such
was
a
Michael
softie.
Winslow.
God
no. It's
damn,
just,
dude.
I'm telling you, if you don't cry, you don't have a soul.
Yeah.
There's an episode of Michael Winslow,
Andy
and
Kern
like
didn't cry.
he's like a side story. Michael Winslow from Police Academy. He must have been like 19 or 20 years old, and he gets. I don't know what the episode about, but he had like mental illness. But then the episode ends with him in front of the mirror doing all the impersonations one by one, and it's you just get freaked out how crazy he looks.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, they had a lot of people who went on to be famous. Like but then the one episode where the player was gay, so he goes to Carver High because he figures, well, no one will know I'm gay here. And then they're playing pickup on the courts, and the other school comes, and you're,
Oh no.
I mean, but on Channel 2 in '79, it's like, wow,
Yeah.
this is like
Trailblazing.
yeah, it really was. So
And then there was one episode with the only like Mexican dude.
Gomez.
Go-Go.
Go.
His father was like a little Mexican dude, right? A little Mexican fool, and short, and he's like a day laborer. I guess it's the '70s, so they have like white day laborers and black day laborers, and one of the day laborers fucking Hightower from Police Academy.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Bubba Smith.
Yeah.
Bubba Smith, and he gets into a fight with Go-Go's dad, and he punks his dad like out of the truck. So his dad comes home and takes it on his son. He starts fucking him up and slapping the fuck out of him. And Go-Go's going to school with bruises,
Yeah.
and they're making fun of him. And then the episode ends with Go-Go on top of his father, and about to punch him in the face. Start crying, "I can't be like you!" He doesn't punch him.
Oh, that sounds heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Felipe's watching at home. Punch him.
Punch that motherfucker.
Punch that
That was my
motherfucker.
routine, bro. When I was doing open mic, I had cable for the first time. I will come home and I'll watch and I will watch I think TV Land just been on, and I think fucking White Shadow will come on at 3:00, and
Yeah.
then Taxi at 4 a.m. Then I'll pass out.
I mean, the episode where the
Sounds
coach
like a night.
takes them to the golf course, I think is the best hour. It's kind of a drama comedy, but the racial zingers they were throwing out, like,
You can't do those today.
No,
You can't.
no, you would
couldn't do
never
a
get
show
away
like
with it,
that.
no.
But that's
Yeah.
more
Meathead,
real.
they will call the Italian guy.
But that's more real than
Like-
the conversations they're having. Even if they're painful to
Like,
hear, that's more real than what happens.
There's
on TV
a
net
course,
there's
today.
an episode where Coach Reed hires takes the whole team to clean his house or
Yeah.
or paint it. Then the black mayor principal goes, "Oh, so you got slaves now, do you? Using the kid as slaves now to do your work? What? What are you talking about?"
well, I mean,
And that
like,
became like a race issue of episode.
they did a lot of racial, like when Salami saw Coolidge was wearing knickers. He's like, "Hey, Coolidge, nice knickers," and Coolidge was like, "What did you just call me?" Like, it's just like, it's so stupid.
Then they jumped the
I love
shark.
play on words.
But they
though, like,
even-
it's like-
Oh, it was hilarious.
that would make me laugh.
Even
I
that
think it-
show jumped the shark. They started all singing.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's the
really?
episode Fraser Smith was in.
You know what?
Hey,
They
Power of
punk him.
Power.
The guy who we just saw in the
Yeah.
picture, he's in one episode.
Get
when he was hot,
out.
he was a local DJ guy. And those guys would always sing they was be
Under the
naked
boardwalk.
under the boardwalk. Like they're fucking naked singing, and they're using like the shower head as a microphone. Under the boardwalk,
Out in
the sun. And they make an album, and they don't know who to play it with, so they take it to Fraser.
They
He
play
goes,
himself?
you better
Fraser
play
Smith?
it, man.
I'll play it, buddy.
So they play it, right? And then people are calling in. That's the worst singing I ever heard. And then they finally get one call. Yeah, man, these guys are great, man. I want to sign them up. We're going to get a hold of him. Then Fraser goes, are you serious? And he turns around, and then one of the guys on the team pretended to be something that likes him.
Oh, that's a
these
solid joke, though.
These are the more lighthearted episodes.
Yeah. Thank goodness, because the beginning
It's
of this
hardcore,
conversation
man.
was all heavy about this
There
show.
was a rape one, too, though. All kind of shit,
I feel
man.
like every show at some point during my adolescence had a rape episode or an episode where rape was insinuated.
Yeah, even Edith Bunker got raped.
Yeah,
you
it was.
know?
It was like
I
you would watch these shows and you'd
"What?"
be like, "Oh, it's
I'm
like."
gonna rape her. No.
Stevie Wonder. Or Cosby probably would have. He seemed pretty open to
Open to anything,
all,
like
yeah,
all
really
and anything.
You have a vagina. Yeah.
What were you? So let's finish with your. We gotta wrap it up.
Yeah, what's
Finish
your
with
show?
your shows
Jimmy Kimmel?
coming
Oh
up.
yeah, I have a Jimmy Kimmel coming up. I have a couple of shows in Washington State. I have a special coming out, which will be fun.
Where?
It's gonna be coming out on HBO Latino, and it's called Easily Offended, and that comes
Easily.
out August 16th. And then towards the end of the year, I will be doing the Staples Center and the Honda Civic Center
Good for
with
you.
the guys from the Fluffy Tour.
That's what's up.
That'll be fun. It'll be a magical venue. It was very fun
Here in LA or somewhere else?
here in LA.
Staples Center.
And what's your?
Yeah.
She's in Honda Civic too.
Oh, no, that's
Yeah,
Anaheim, right?
Yeah.
And what's your Instagram?
My Instagram is @gbrillon. The last name is BRILLON, and the website is ginabrillon.net.
What you got, Earl?
I got a cartoon every Sunday night on Adult Swim. Tyler, the creators, the Jellies.
The
Oh, you're on
Jellies?
that?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm the only white
nice.
guy in the show.
I didn't know
So
The jelly. I'm jelly.
I get paid to be racist. It's a dream job. I beat out Tommy for the job.
It was just you and him.
And then Comedy Store this week in a few shows. But Jellies is my labor of love.
What's your Instagram and your podcast name?
It's let me spell my last name. It's @Earl Skakel, EARLSKAKEL, and the podcast is Inappropriate Earl. And I'd love to have everyone in this room on at some point.
Awesome.
down.
Absolutely.
What's up, fool? June 20th to 23rd, I'll be in New York, Carolinas on Broadway. June 26th, I'm gonna be at the Battle Room at the Comedy Store. That show is in Espanol. It's in Spanish. June 28th to 30th, Atlanta, California. Atlanta, Georgia. I'll be in the Punchline. July 3rd, San Diego, the Comedy Palace. That'll be in Spanish. July 5th through the 7th, Houston Improv. July 13th, Chicago, Illinois, Big Theater. July 26th, Saguarita, Arizona, Desert Diamond Casino. Also, if you live in Keeleen, Texas, never heard of that place, but they have a comedy club there now.
It's probably an hour.
Twice
from
as
Austin, I
comedy,
think.
funny comedy club. It's probably inside of a Radisson. I don't know.
No, it's a comedy club. Twice as funny comedy club.
They call me up your band now.
Killeen.
Why are you talking shit about a comedy club?
Just have Andy Kern
We
make a
don't
phone
know.
call.
I did forget to mention that I do have a
Comedy
podcast coming out too. It's called Mess in Progress, and it will be coming out next month, like
What's
officially next
up?
month. But I would love to have any of you
Hell
guys
yeah.
on.
Great.
Like
I'd
if
love
you're
to.
ever
Yeah,
in New
man.
York and you want to come
I'm
through,
down with
please
that.
definitely hit me up.
You live mostly in New York and come out here every once in a while?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I live out I'm still based in New York, but I come out here for work.
Okay. Good.
So the Yeah Man podcast.
Check it out on SoundCloud, but also we have. Thank you very much for everybody that came out to Viva Los Jokes last night in Spanish
Thank you. Muchas gracias.
with Felipe, Benji, Luis, Martin, and myself, and we'll be doing Viva Los Jokes on July 9th.
That'll
Take
be
it to the
regular
Riverside.
English. show.
Yeah.
Thank you for the guy who brought me the edibles. Super
That's Smiley.
stoned.
Smiley.
That's a lot of
Smiley.
edibles,
There's
bro.
a lot.
Yeah,
They're
dog.
flying off the
And
table.
for the chronic he gave me last night.
Hey.
And for that food that gave me that roller one in Austin,
Oh,
Texas.
in Austin, Texas, at the
was
Moody Theater.
potent, bro.
It's hey, dude, you were wearing a Big Bird shirt. That's what you told me to give you a shout out.
A big boy shirt?
A
Big
Big
boy.
Bird.
Oh, I saw.
Oh, wow.
And shout out to that loud ass crowd in Santa Barbara that got kicked out halfway through the show.
What?
Man, they were
drunk,
loud, man.
There's a loud table?
Yeah.
Well, they were.
on.
It was a theater, so these guys were sitting up on the side,
And
but
they had security there that were like senior citizens.
yeah, old lady.
And there was an old lady in a
I
wheelchair telling
know.
someone to shut up. Shut up, sir.
If you don't shut up for her, you got to be a jerk. Like, she's in a wheelchair. Shut
yeah,
up
but
for
these
her.
guys didn't. They challenged
They
her.
challenge everybody, man.
Oh.
What's up, fool? Thank you, everybody, for being here. What's up, fool?
I have some vegan treats that I bought.
Take them.
They're not